Hi there, it's Carol Ann, Queen of Scraps. I'm an independent Stamping Up demonstrator from Cambridge, New Zealand. And I'm just, this is my second in a series I'm doing, and I'm calling it Blast from the Past. And I am having a concerted effort to use up some very old papers. I'm calling them vintage. This paper is called Travel Diary, and it's from 2010, which is quite a while ago now. And you might be like me, you may have some very old papers that you want to use up. But this little design I'm going to give you is something that will work for any papers. So and it's great for using up scraps. So I'm going to give you some tips along the way to give you some ideas on how you can match with papers that that are no longer current. So this one, the Travel Diary one, I did write down somewhere the colours that are in this. In actual fact, interestingly enough, even though it's from 2010, the papers that are in here are from, they're all current except for one. So Pumpkin Pie, Night of Navy, this is actually Garden Green here, and there's Crumb Cake in here. I think back at that time it was still called Craft. And the only colour that is retired is the blue one, which was called Bashful Blue. And it is a different colour blue from our current Blarmy Blue. But luckily, you know, we've got all these ones that are current. So I keep all my smaller scraps just in a envelope like this. I already had these envelopes, so it hasn't cost me anything. And I am going to just go through a very simple thing on how to make this, and there will be a PDF available to help you make this too. So, you know, I do not have my cutting instructions here, which is kind of a problem. Let me know if you're coming on to join me here, or you may be watching this on a repeat. Okay, well, you know, let's go back to first principles because we can. So this is across the width, obviously. Let me just write down those dimensions, but there will be a PDF that you can download. So the width, we know the width is 10.5, and this piece here is 7.5, and then this other piece here, it's 5.5 actually, 5.5. That makes it easy, doesn't it? 5.5 by 10, is it? Close enough, 5.5 by 10, which means we're going to make a mat that's 0.5 of a centimetre, 5 millimetres bigger, so the mat will need to be 6 by 10.5. Okay, so let's get our scraps and we'll cut some up. And I'll show you the stamping too. At the end I'll be using the Hexagon Punch, which is one of our current products, and this is a freebie stamp from the Heartfelt Hellos stamp set. And it coordinates really nicely with this. So I'll show you what I've got in here. These are, I do still have some full sheets. But I just pop them all into the things that have been cut into that are smaller than half a sheet. I just pop them into the envelope, and I might just have to use, and I often put some bits of cardstock in there that are left over from making a previous card. So I think some of these are too small. That one's just about right though. But we possibly want to use something different. because we can. Okay, so I'm going to use the orange for a matte, and I also popped in the envelope. This is a good idea. This is actually a retired ribbon, but it is Night of Navy, so it's one of the coordinating colours. And I'm just going to put it across the underneath this top piece, and that will just be another little feature. And it always adds texture, and it's also a good way of using up scraps. So does this measure 10.5? Yes, it's more than 10.5, so let's make this 6. It's just a very simple design, but it's a good way to use up some of your scraps and actually get some cards finished. So that's the mat we're going to use. And yep, this is going to be big enough, so we might just use the other paper. And what did we say that had to be? 5.5 by 10. Let's cut this off at 10. Little mat onto there. Now, to use this piece, getting quite a lot of cool orange going on here. That piece would actually be big enough. I might just use this one. So it needs to be 7.5. And it is pretty much 7.5, 1.5 by 10.5. There we go. Oh, no, we're not scoring, we're cutting. So those are the pieces of DSP. And, oh, I probably shouldn't have used that because I want to use my ribbon. Oh, actually, it's subtle, but it's still nice because you get that change in texture. And I'm going to just get a card base. Let me see what I've got in my stash over here. I should have something that will work with that. Excuse me, I should have got this out before we started, but you know, sometimes we don't do what we should. Here we go. I'm just going to use this crumb cake one. So I've got a crumb cake one. This one I haven't actually scored first, so I'll just score it now. 10.5. There we go. Now, if you've got this particular paper, I'd love to see you do something with it. You don't have to do this, but you know, I'm just going to give you a little challenge to make a card with it. Travel Diary 2010, and share it. And if you do that, I will send you a card wherever you are in the world. It would be my pleasure. Okay, so I'm going to just stick this down. I'm not sticking it right near the bottom. I'm going to stick it so it's a little bit up from the bottom of the card. And I'm just using a bit of my Tombow. I'm going to do it this way. Now, to add my ribbon, I don't like using wet glue with ribbon. I like using wet glue a lot, but not with ribbon, because it will soak in and discolour it and make a bit of a mess. So we don't want that. I'm just looking for my tape, and if we're very careful, the tape will be just the right width. So we're just going to run that down the edge there. and tear this, but because we're on a straight edge like this, I am going to cut this. And here we go. Now give that a bit of a burnish down. It just helps you when you come to take that layer off. And I am just going to use a little tool to help me. And where is my little tool? There we go. This is from my Take Your Pick, but I haven't got it on its base at the moment. Now if I have the chance, I wrap this round to the back, but I don't have the chance with this one. I'm just going to trim it to the size. Here's my ribbon scissors, so I'll just cut this with a fresh straight cut, and we're just going to run it down here and then cut it off at the back here. Great, almost done. It's a quick one. So then I'm going to stick this piece of DSP down, the mat we cut before. I'm not sure where all these places are. It's not in New Zealand anyway. Now you could put this on with pop dots, but I'm just going to stick it down with glue. This the ribbon was thicker. I wouldn't want to just stick straight down onto it, but as this is quite fine, I think I can manage that. And I'm just going to pop that on there, just lining it up so it's not quite square. There we go. So that's it, and we just need to do the stamping for the sentiment. Stamping for the sentiment. So we have the hexagon punch, and these are the stamps that come. That's a freebie that you can choose when you spend over $110, $110 New Zealand. It's different if you're in a different part of the world, but that's running through until the end of February. And this is one of the choices, and I think it's great. It's got a lot of phrases that you'll be able to use. I used the love. I'll just show you this one. This is the card we made last week. I can't remember. No, I don't think we did make this card last week, but I just finished this one off from yesterday, and you can see we've got the love there. I've white embossed it. Anyway, we are going to do, I think we might do an enjoy your day. If I haven't already got it out, I think I've already got it out. Okay, probably on the table behind me. One moment. Yes, indeed, it is behind me. So, what colour am I going to use? Maybe I should try the garden green and just bring a contrast colour in there. And my garden green is hiding from me. In the basket of things we had out yesterday because we used it yesterday. It's one of the colours in the light and airy. Okay, just going to get some white. Right, so I can just stamp this up. Enjoy your day. And if I put another sentiment inside, this would fit for quite a few occasions. Okay, am I on screen? Not sure whether I am. Enjoy your day. Right, and just when you're using your punch, you want to, let's make it easy. We're just lining it up so there's even borders and it's straight in there. I can punch it down. Enjoy your day. And I'm going to use dimensionals. Sometimes I fall into the ways of the past. I'll use these dimensionals to pop it up. And so you can see there's a very simple card. But I think it looks good. And there's lots of people this would be suitable to be sent to. Okay. Oops, one more. Enjoy your day. So I'm just going to bring it down to here a little bit. And we can embellish this. I keep all my old embellishments in this little tin, which has got some happy memories. And sometimes I have just the right colour in here from old things. I might actually have, yeah, I do have some little orange dots in here, which I think might be something else I can use up. Yes, there we go. So I will use this for some little accents on here. Doesn't want to come up. Here we go. Let's just pop a couple of these on here. And we're just going to, there we go. So don't forget to decorate the inside. You are going to need a, that will actually fit. No, not quite. I didn't need to show you any tricks for colouring cardstock, but I'll choose something for next week. I haven't quite decided what I'll do next week, but I'll choose something for next week that I'll be able to show you what you do if you don't have any of the right colour paper, cardstock, because it's a retired one, but you do have the ink, and I do try to hold on to my inks, especially while I've got DSP that will need to be matched to it. I hope you like that. It's nice to see the little detail of the ribbon, and I hope you enjoyed seeing that. Decorating the inside. Oh yes, decorating the inside. I haven't quite got that done, have I? Let me see if I've got a mat for you. As you can see from this one, I've used a strip of cardstock and I've used a strip of DSP, and I could definitely do the same here. We've got an orange strip there, and that could be nice. Let's see, we've got any little fine strips here. We don't have anything very fine. Okay. Don't really want that stripy one like that. I think I'll have to cut from something else. No, I'm going to cut from this one. That would be nice. Now you can see this paper's actually faded a little bit on the edge. I don't think that's a design detail. I think it's actually has faded. So I'm just going to cut 1 centimetre off this. So we can make our little decorated inside. We could stamp, of course, as well. I never had the matching stamp set for here, for this designer paper. I know it did have a coordinating paper. I was fiddling around with that. Okay, let me find a mat. Let's see if I've got a mat hanging around here. Actually, I didn't. So I usually have some blank inserts in here, just so I don't have to cut them when I need them, although this is my last one. And I do have some very vanilla in there as well. It just saves me having to get out my trimmer all the time. And I'm just going to drop this down first. I have a little bead of white at the bottom, and then actually I'm going to put the glue on. Oopsie, don't go too high, Carol Ann. I'm just going to pop this little scrap on here, and you can trim it with the trimmer, but I'm just going to turn it over to the back And this is another way that's a good way to use up your scraps, and it also just matches your inside and outside together, which is always a nice detail. Okay, so I'll be loading up the PDF link if you would like that, and you might want to start collecting these together, because you know, they're quite a good little resource. So that's my card for tonight. I hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for joining in with me, and I hope to see you again next Sunday. I'll decide on the paper I'm going to do. In fact, I might actually use this heart one. This is from about maybe 3 years ago. I think I'll do that next week. Okay, bye.